Jay Norvell has been on the job as the Texas receivers coach for about 4 months now, but this still doesn't seem right. Seems kind of out of place that this guy that I've watched for so many years on the OU sideline, sitting in Longhorn Network studio, wearing burnt orange, having a good time. How long did it take you to be comfortable wearing the burnt orange and doing this properly?
It has been a work in progress. I can't lie. It was very difficult. I think the best thing about the whole thing is that it happened right at the end of recruiting. And so it was kind of like just jumping in the deep end. You just got to go. And because we only had a couple weeks left, so I really didn't have time to think about it. But every time I meet somebody or go into a high school, it just happens casually more than anything. People just kind of look at you and kind of smirk and smile. And it's been funny, but I'm so happy and so proud to be here at Texas and to be with Coach Strawn. Just so proud to represent this university and have so much respect over the years being at Oklahoma and the great rivalry and competition. And now to be on this side of it is very special for me and my family. And I was just so impressed with Coach Strawn when we had a chance to visit about this opportunity that I just felt like I wanted to be a part of it, and I just knew that big things were in store for Coach Strawn here.
But at the same time, Wisconsin wanted you. You're
Yes,
a former
sir.
Badgers assistant. I believe your wife is a native of Madison.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, what was it ultimately that led you to Austin instead of a place like Wisconsin, which is also a very good job?
That was had a special pull for me. My father played at Wisconsin. My brother played at Wisconsin. I grew up watching games there. Paul Christ was a childhood friend of mine. We played Little League baseball together. So it was a very comfortable opportunity, but it was to be at the University of Texas. I've been coaching and recruiting in the state of Texas for a long time, and I wanted to keep that going. I love the style of offense that we're gravitating towards. Have a lot of experience in it. Felt like I had a lot to add here at the University of Texas. I know this conference. I know the coaches in this conference. I know the defenses in this conference. So I feel very comfortable here. And and it sold me when I met with Coach Strawn. We have the same values. When I hear him talk about pouring into the players, I related to that so much. And just felt very comfortable with his values and the way his thought processes align.
Let's get into the offense and the makeover that we're now seeing, because you look at the offense and there's so many guys that really have been part of prolific offenses on many different levels. Sean Watson, who I know you worked with at Nebraska. You've got Joe Wickline. They've got the Big 12 experience. And then even a guy like Jeff Traylor. He was a head coach at Gilmer, one of the most prolific offenses in Texas high school football history a year ago. So how do you use all that input to come up with one solid, cohesive direction?
I think it's a tremendous advantage, to be honest with you. Offensive football is a mixture of quality ideas and then getting all on one page and moving forward. Ultimately, it's what's best for our players. We all come from slightly different backgrounds, but we also have a lot of similarities in our backgrounds as well. Offensive football has evolved since I've been in this conference for a long time. And in general, I think the most important thing is that we find plays and commonality that our players can execute and have success doing. The state of Texas, a lot of these kids grow up playing spread football. They play no-huddle spread football in their high schools. It's very common to them. It's very natural for them to continue doing that at the college level. But I think the things that we will find common ground on offensively will help our kids move forward, and ultimately they'll be the best things for our players, what they can do well. And I think we're on the right track.
So what do you think you have in this group that you have your number one at the receiver spot?
I really am excited about this group of receivers. I think we have a very athletic group. I think our job as coaches to make them accountable and ask for their best competitive effort every day. If we can do that and we can make them accountable, I think we draw that competitive callus out of our players that we need to win. And to win at a high level in this conference, you got to have a competitive callus. You better be tough-minded, and you better bring your best effort every day. And I think we have enough talent on this team to have a really good football team if we will collectively do that every day. I think Marcus Johnson's had a great spring. I'm really excited about him. Dorian Leonard has shown a lot of progress. Ja'Cory has had a great spring, Petey. Those kids, really kind of stepped up for us offensively. We've got a lot of guys that have an opportunity to do some things. DeJay is really coming out of his own, and he's showing that if he could be more than just a flash player, he can be a super productive player for us. So we've got plenty of kids. I'm excited about the young guys that are coming in this year. Burke has got a chance to come in and be a really good player for us. Ryan Newsom is super fast, may be a return man, maybe more than that. Just very, very excited about the group of kids that we have. And again, if we can use those guys and use their skills collectively, we can be a very productive group.
And people can learn a lot more about your philosophy coaching receivers because you've written 2 books on the receiver position. You can download those on Kindle, on your Kindle app on your phone. What inspired you, though, to take those lessons that you've learned and taught throughout your career and then put it into writing?
I was approached about 4 or 5 years ago about, and my name had come up from my pro experience coaching with the Colts and coaching with the Raiders and working with guys like Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. I was with the 49ers when Jerry Rice was there, Tim Brown. So I had a lot of collective experiences. All the kids that I had at Oklahoma, the Ryan Broyles and the Kenny Stills, I was approached to write a book about the position. It's called Complete Wide Receiver. It's in most bookstores. You can get it on Amazon.com. But it was more just kind of my life in football, all the different experiences that I've had, and the great coaches and players that I've worked with, and putting that all on paper. Coaching in the Super Bowl with the Raiders, working in the national championship at Oklahoma, and all the great people that I've worked with. And I just put it on paper and really proud of it. And I use it as a resource a lot with our kids. I use it in recruiting with our kids. And it's something that was very difficult to do, and I did it. But now that it's completed, I'm really happy that it's done.
So finally, what is the common link between Marvin Harrison, Jerry Rice, Ryan Broyles, the great ones that your guys can start trying to achieve right now?
It gets back to that giving your best competitive effort every day. And the thing you learn from great players is they are all very intelligent. They're all super prideful and super competitive. And the great ones, they take the ordinary things and make them special. And they do the ordinary things better than everybody else does them. And that's really the big secret that I've found from the very best players, whether it's Marvin Harrison or Jerry Rice or Ryan Broyles. Those guys are all super meticulous, and they did the little things better than anybody else.
Well, Jake, thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
You want to do one of these so everybody can... There's the proof. And if I say boomer, you're not going to... Okay, good. He's ready to go. He is ready to go. Jay Norvell, all burnt orange.